Alright guys, got a 2020 CBR 650 this morning. I was going to leave and the engine light was on and it wouldn't turn off. So as you can see, the light was on. So we're going to kind of get into that. That's never happened on this bike with me, at least before. So let me show you where I'm at. I printed out some of the service manual, not the owner's manual, the service manual, and I found some information that I'll link below so everyone will have access to the service manual for your bike, because you will definitely need that, so you don't have to pay the dealership to do something easy for you. For me, with the engine code on, and probably for you if you're watching this, it wants you to remove the main seat, turn the ignition switch off, remove the dummy connector, so the little cap over the connector, and then it says short the terminals using the special tool, which the special tool is here, and it's just a connector with a jumper wire that goes from the brown connection to the green and white connection. So I don't have that tool, but I do have a wire, so we can do that. We can short that and then follow the rest of this. So let me find a wire. Alright, so let's get to that connection. Alright, so this is what we're looking for right here. So there's a tab right here. The focus is not good, but there's a tab here that you lift up, and then it just pops off. Alright, and then it says from the brown to the green and white wire. So brown to green and white is the one we got short. So we'll find that. Let me just take this off. You can kind of see under there we have brown on the other side. So let's flip it around. Brown and green and white I have both right here and here on this side. So I'm just going to run a wire to those two pins right above my thumb. Alright, so the instructions here, so I'm just going to read them back over one more time since we're caught up. Remove the seat, done. Turn the ignition off, done. Remove the dummy connector, done. Short the DLC terminals using the special tool. So let's do that. Short. So brown, green, and white will be right here on this side. So I have this. I'm just going to see if this will work. It's close. Let me fix this so I get it to work. Alright, so the focus is terrible, but I've just barely got it in each pin right now. And then it says to turn the ignition switch on, read note, the MIL blinks, and refer to the DTC index. So let's do that. Turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so maybe it was 8 long blinks and 6 short blinks. So if that's the case, I would assume that it would be 86. So if that's the case, it would say for me, serial communication malfunction, loose or poor contact of the related connector, faulty combination meter, or circuit malfunction, faulty ECM. Engine operates normally would be the symptoms. Refer to 4-34. 4-34 would be the page that I'm looking for. We gotta check the front sub harness, ECM, and combination meter, but only the 20p gray, 32 3P gray and 12P black for each one. So what I did is brought out the laptop so I can search through the service manual, and combination meter 20P gray is on the back of the combination meter. So let me see if I can get to that one and check that. Okay, so thankfully, I'm really not sure what happened or why, but the engine light is not on. Thank God, because if it was still on, I would have to remove the instrument cluster and check the connection on the back of that, along with a couple other connections. Alright, so I gotta put my jumper in. Brown to green and white. So it's in, now you just gotta turn it on. The engine light default comes on when you turn the bike on no matter what. So, and it stays on for about 5 seconds. But during that 5 seconds, you have to disconnect the jumper and reconnect it. And then the light should start flashing and then turn off, which indicates you erase the code. If there is a code, or that's a successful erase. So let me do that. So it's on, disconnect, and reconnect. And it's blinking. It's still blinking, which just indicates that you erased the code successfully. So that should be all we needed to do. So let me take the jumper out and turn it on again and just verify that the engine light is off, which it is. So we've successfully found the code, checked the code, saw what the code was, and then by the time I did all that, the engine light had turned off. And then by the time it turned off, this was actually last night, and then this morning I was going to finish up the video and I checked to see if the code was on, which the code is actually back on this morning. So I might have some work to do, but the code I was able to erase, what you just saw with the jumper harness. So hopefully I was able to help someone with that. And if I wasn't able to help you, if you didn't have the same situation, hopefully I was able to help you in some way by finding the service manual or something. If I was, just let me know. Thanks for watching.